This will be the farthest east our van has ever gone. And that will be true for the remainder of the video. About 2 weeks ago, we left our non-official home state of Utah and we are headed east. Our plan is to make it to our home state of South Carolina. It has been a year and a half since we left and we have not been back since. The last night we stayed at a Walmart. We've been seeing a lot more of these on our way east and a lot less dispersed camping.
How many hours do we have left to go, Jimmy?
I think close to 14 or 15.
Really?
I think so.
I thought it was like 9 or 10, okay. We've got 14 or 15 hours to go to get back to South Carolina. We're in Little Rock, Arkansas right now. I think we're gonna go through like 5 states this week. South Carolina, here we come! Woohoo! So our first stop on this road trip is in Memphis, Tennessee. We've driven through here before, but we've never actually stopped anywhere. So we're excited to kind of explore it. And when you think of Memphis, what do you think of? Is it Southern comfort food, music, blues? Well, forget all that because we're at the zoo. The lions are so majestic. They're crazy to look at in person.
Oh, that one's moving.
Big stretch.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be here all day.
We could do van life Africa.
I don't think Pancake could protect us from these lions.
Yeah, I think these lions could,
Their paws are the size of my head.
they're huge.
Going in for the kisses.
Can't like that. He's like as tall as me.
This is the part I'm really excited about. So there's obviously a lot to see in this zoo, but the China exhibit was the one we were most interested in.
The Memphis Zoo is one of only 3 in the US that actually has a panda. So it's kind of a big deal. The other 2 are the Atlanta Zoo and the Smithsonian.
Lele and Yaya were a pair of pandas that came over in 2003 on loan from the China Republic. And unfortunately, about a month and a half ago, Lele actually passed away.
It was Lola.
Lola?
Lola. It means happy. But unfortunately he passed away. I think he was getting pretty old, but Yaya is still here and she's actually scheduled to go back to China next month.
She's 25 years old, which makes her just 1 year younger than us.
That's crazy.
And the plan is to fly her back to China for her remaining years.
There's a lot going on at the zoo, but we really wanted to make sure that we saw the panda because I think next month there might only be 2 zoos in the US that actually have one. Elephants. can't convince me he couldn't jump over that fence.
Oh, he's coming.
Jimmy.
They're having fun.
This is so fun. I love this. I wish we had more time to do this, but I know we still have like 10 plus hours of driving left in our trip.
It looks like he might jump soon.
Yeah, he might jump.
I thought she was gonna dive in. All right, should we go and get the water shot?
Yes. They look so freaky in the water because you can only see down to their neck and they just look like they could be 12 feet tall. I feel like this is becoming a theme on our road trips, but we spent way more time there than we probably should have.
This was just supposed to be a small stop, and it is now almost 4 p.m.
It was so cool though. I knew that they had pandas, but I didn't know that they had zebras, giraffes, hippos, and a lot of these animals were super active, so that was really fun. I also saw a bongo. I didn't even know what those were when I woke up this morning. They might be my new favorite animal though.
They had a lot of endangered animals there too.
Yeah.
Which I was very surprised.
But it was well worth it. We can just drive through the night and maybe switch off if you get tired.
It was so cute. We've been dating for like 8 or 9 years, and we've never had a zoo date before. I had a lot of fun, actually.
Me too, that's fun. So our third state for today, we're currently driving through Mississippi, and it looks exactly like South Carolina. Like the view from the interstate reminds me of pretty much every interstate I've been on in South Carolina. It's crazy because we're still 3 states away.
All right, we've taken our... Oh my goodness,
My bad.
Natalie.
I'll behave.
Rude. We're really bad about this, but every time we're on a road trip and we stop at a gas station, we always end up getting soda just to have the caffeine keep us going. But it's also probably because we spend 4 or 5 hours at a zoo every time we go on a road trip nowadays.
We're not very good at focusing on driving. We're easily distracted.
Yes. We're just trying to have fun as we go, and it's really hard to have fun while you drive for 10 hours straight.
Uncaffeinated. It's inhumane.
So we're the king and queen of impulsive decisions this week because for dinner we stopped at a Zaxby's. You want to explain why?
Because we have no impulse control?
No, You've been talking about it for the last week.
We used to go on dates at Zaxby's when we lived in Atlanta. This was like our more fancy date option, and it was like kind of a special treat. So we've been away from Zaxby's for the last several months, like a year plus, so we wanted to go to one.
We missed it. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired.
There's more driving to do.
No.
We kept driving until 10:30 last night. We found a travel center, pulled over, and pretty much immediately crashed. We woke up at 6:30, so we got 8 hours of sleep. So we really shouldn't be tired. But losing an hour with all these time zones as we move east is really getting to us. I don't even think I know exactly where we are. Because Jimmy drove last night. I was just kind of along for the ride. I know which direction we're heading, but we're in Lincoln, Alabama.
I knew we were somewhere in Alabama, but not really sure where.
Yeah, me too, yeah. I figured it was Alabama.
We're about an hour and a half away from Atlanta, Georgia, which Natalie and I are actually pretty excited about. We were both employed there for 3 years. We worked at the Home Depot building, and that's actually how we were able to save up to even begin van life to begin with. So Atlanta was kind of like the prequel to Jimmy and Natalie.
We're getting our first glimpse of the Atlanta skyline.
Oh, there's Six Flags.
Well, yeah, that's definitely Six Flags.
Do you want to go to the amusement park?
I'm good.
I feel like that'd be pretty on brand for this road trip.
Oh yeah, zoo and an amusement park?
Exactly.
Could do it. It does look fun. Driving into Atlanta, I can definitely see why it's called the city in the trees. It's so green out here. Atlanta is objectively a very beautiful city. I really love it. I'm proud to have lived close to it, but I could never live close to here again. The driving is awful. We drove into Midtown Atlanta to meet an old friend for lunch, and we are stressed out from the drive. We had a hike picked out near this area that we were thinking we might go do next, but we're just not really feeling it. We kind of just are antsy to get back on the road. Being in close quarters like we are in a city just kind of stresses us out. We're not very used to it. So we might just drive out of Atlanta, and I don't know what we'll do next, but we'll just see. Another state, another truck stop.
Poor little legs.
Oh,
I can't take this drive in that.
you're doing so good, Jimmy.
If only there was a second person in the van to trade off with me while we drove.
Such a shame. I don't mind driving, I promise. But whenever I do, Jimmy just gets bored as the passenger. So he says he doesn't mind driving. He just likes to give me a hard time. We're actually making really good time today. It's a little bit after 2. And we are already at the South Carolina state line. We stopped to get some gas, and we're planning on doing one more thing today. But we're realizing that since we're ahead of schedule, we could just drive all the way through the day and not stop and see anything else. And we could make it to South Carolina, like our hometown, tonight, in time for dinner.
Stretching.
Poor thing.
Oh, gosh.
You're a driving machine.
I feel like half this video is just going to be gas station shots, so I apologize. But this one is very important. This gas station, oh, we're really close to home, by the way. This gas station is the first overnight place that we stayed in our bus a year and a half ago.
It's pretty cool. We stayed in that spot over there under the sign.
Yeah, we were really confident back then because we parked, and I remember we got up on the roof deck and sat on the roof deck on our 12.5-foot schoolie.
Yeah, we didn't worry about causing a scene. I never would have thought that the second time we came here, we would be in a van. That's like a total surprise.
That's true.
But a happy one. Yeah, it's road. It's like, I think it's... This is Jimmy's brother's street, and he knows we're coming.
He's the first one we're visiting, so he should feel very proud. I think I see him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all right. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hi! How are you guys doing?
Please don't tackle me. Can you tell which of these two is the older brother?
I don't even know what you mean. Like, which one are you talking
The
about?
one who just tackled you.
The family is back today.
Yay.
All right, so we drove straight from Atlanta. We actually made it before sunset, which was very surprising. And I think it's pretty much just in time for dinner. So Brian said that he'll help us make dinner.
Sure will.
And I should probably not go in your house first, do you? I'm gonna lead the way.
Sure.
Brian, I do like your place though.
Thank you.
I'm noticing some familiar furniture pieces though.
Most notably, that coffee table and rug combination, I think we gifted to Brian when we moved out of our apartment. So that used to be in our apartment before we ever bought the bus.
It's like a little piece of our old apartment that survived the transition. It's still here, it still exists. All right, so genuine question, what do I do to help?
You might have noticed from the hair color at the very least that we're hanging out with Brian, who is Jimmy's brother. I also have family in South Carolina, but you probably won't see them on camera. My family just happens to be a little bit more private, and I don't really want to push the camera on them. Brian is pretty okay with it, so you're gonna see him though.
He's got enough personality for a whole family anyway, so. Hey. Brian is a much more passionate chef than I am. I think he must have taken all those genes and didn't leave any for me. He's I don't know if he'll ever admit it. I mean, he might, but he's a really good chef. I really enjoy anything he cooks, and at the very least, it's very fun to watch him go.
Thank you.
Thank you for dinner.
We did help a little bit, but he told us we could sit down, which he was being nice. He wasn't telling us to get out of the kitchen. I don't think so. I don't think he was.
That was a natural consequence.
All right, which one should I try first? Tofu? That's really good. We use store-bought teriyaki sauce, and it does not turn out this good. Well done, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for dinner. This is awesome.
All right, cheers, Nat.
Cheers.
I'm very surprised how it turned out.
Yeah, that turned out very cute.
I love your plating, Brian. It's very
thank
cute.
you.
That's cute.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
These guys smell really, really bad.
They're so pretty and bright pink, but they stink.
Give me your best.